Hi friends, this is lesson number 2 in math about comparison bars. Yesterday I did some problems, and again it's going to be a little tricky, but we're going to work on it. Today it's mostly watching. What we talked about yesterday, that there's different models, and I mentioned the math mountains and equations. So today Mrs. B is going to show you 3 different models you can do with 3 different number stories. The first one, let's listen. It says, there are 14 tigers and 8 bears. How many more tigers than bears are there? So I'm going to put tigers up here and bears here. And I've been noticing, just like in Math Mountain, the biggest number goes at the top. There's 14 tigers, 8 bears. And the question is, how many more tigers than bears are there? So I'm going to have to figure out 8 plus what equals 14. I'm going to do a double. 8 plus 8 is 16, and then you take 2 away. The answer would be 6. Now that's our comparison bar. But watch how I'm going to turn it into equations and a math mountain. Oop, I forgot to put, I have to put 6. Sorry, my label. More tigers. There we go. That's always important for the labeling. We have to remember to do that. All right, here's our equation. What I would do is I would do 14 equals 8 plus, and here's the unknown, 6. That's one equation. Then I could turn it into a subtraction. 14 minus 8 equals 6. And again, this looks kind of funny, the addition, because it starts with the total, but it means the same thing. Let's think about that. There's our math mountain. We know the unknown. We know the total goes at the top. So I would do this. Again, this is something that you're going to have to practice for 2nd grade, but right now I'm just showing you the different models. All right, let me erase this quickly so I could show you another story problem. Mrs. B's hurrying. Sorry. The unknown may be somewhere else. I'll just do this. Okay, that looks neater. Here's story problem number 2. It says, there are 12 lions. There are 5 fewer camels than lions. How many camels are there? Here's our lions. There's 12. Now they did mention that there were 5 fewer. So guess what? Remember, when it's more or fewer, you put it in the oval. So now the unknown box, the question was, how many camels are there? You could count up from 5 to 12 if you want, or you could start at 12 and make a subtraction. Take away 5, and the answer is 7. Now, this looks a little different, the different models we can do. We would do, oh, Mrs. B forgot again, 7 camels. We label it because we know even on tests you have to label, put the answer and label it. Here's how it would look with different models. We would do 5 plus the unknown equals the total. And it's easier because we have the answers right in front of us. We could also do a subtraction problem. We could do 12 minus 5 equals, and there's the unknown box, 7. In order to do the math mountain, 12 is the total. We would put the unknown and the 5. And we know the answer's total. So again, this is different models to show you work. And it's going to be important when you go to 2nd grade that you at least kind of remember some of these things. All right, our last one. Let's see. This is B. Will make new ones. I'm trying to hurry, and that doesn't always help. All right, let's make our comparison bars. The long one is always at the top, the smaller one, and the oval goes there. That's for our label. Our last one's a little different. If you remembered the first two, the answers were at the bottom. It was either in the oval, how many fewer or more, or the unknown box was here. This one's a little different. It says there are 7 elephants. There are 6 more zebras than elephants. How many zebras are there? So here's zebras. Here's elephants. Let's think about that. There are 7 elephants. There are 6 more, think, zebras than elephants. How many zebras are there? So we would look at this. You could do a double fact. 6 plus 6 is 12, and 1 more makes 13. Or you can do 7 plus 7 is 14. Take 1 away, whichever works for you. Or you can start at 7 and count up 6 more. And the answer is 13. Now what you're going to notice is you're not going to do addition and subtraction. It's only going to look like this. 7 plus 6 equals 13. There is no, when the answer's at the top, there is no subtraction problems for that. And again, there's not even a math mountain for that one. Again, this is a little tricky, and I wanted to just show you the different models and how you can take comparison bars and then turn them into equations or math mountains. Now what Mrs. B is going to do is just practice 2 more comparison bars. And I'm hoping, this is the second day of doing it, I'm hoping maybe it'll get a little easier. If not, we just keep practicing, that's all. This is a new concept in 1st grade. All right, let's see. I'm hurrying, trying to be as neat as I can. I have to remember to put for my label here, the answer, the unknown. Let's see. All right, let me find my 2 story problems. All right, story problem number 1. Zach scores 5 points. Jane scores 8 goals. How many more goals does Jane score than Zach? So I know the unknown because it's asking how many more. We don't know. So Jane scored 8. Zach scored 5. How many more goals did Jane score than Zach? And you're going to be going starting at 5, counting up to 8. 5. We should know that. 6, 7, 8. The answer is 3. And again, we label it 3. Now the word was more. 3 more goals. And it's saying that's how many more Jane scored than Zach. Not too bad. Getting a little easier, I think. All right, here comes our next number story. And we have 1 more day of this learning. I will send 1 more video of Mrs. B teaching. I'm getting used to it a little bit. I hope I'm okay on film or on screen. All right, our next one is, I see 8 more lilacs than roses. Aha, 8 more. I see 9 roses. Ooh, unknown at the top. How many lilacs do I see? Let's think about that. We could do a double fact. 9 plus 9 is 18. Take 1 away, 17. And you would label it just 17 lilacs. Not more, not less. All right, Mrs. B stopping for today. I hope it was okay. Your homework tonight, or when you get a chance to do it, don't rush. I would rather have you do it well. It's homework page 147 and remembering page 148. All right, learn lots.